शराब बनाकर गुजारा करता था। उस इलाके में सबसे अच्छी शराब बनाने के लिए मैं
the seam. Fourth catch of the innings for Alex Carey. That's a beauty. Very nice catch. And that's the start they wanted.
Yeah, that's what they needed. Australia, if they want to try and force the follow on. Mohammed Siraj out for 1. 8 for 201. Stark's 50th test wicket here at the Gabba. He enjoys bowling here. And Pat Cummins needs his Premier quick to fire if they're going to take these last two. He does like tail end.
उनके पैर पर
on his left foot, he was able to get two hands. It's been a long day for Carey as well, coming on and off the field, but great athleticism there by Alex Carey, and great setup too by Mitchell Starc. Couple of short balls and one wide to eventually get the edge, but to me it's all about Alex Carey there.
He does like tail enders, and here's one of
Mitchell Starc. Couple of short balls and one wide to eventually get the edge, but to me it's all about Alex Carey there.
It'll be interesting to see Jadeja's plans.
Well, he's got a wonderful bowler in front of him, so he's got to be careful of that too, Cummins. Now here's something interesting. You've got a number 7 batting. He's batting very well. He's on 65. But he's struggling to trust 9, 10 and 11. And I think that's too many to have to farm.
He must think of runs as well, because the problem is the field is on the boundary. But this is an excellent catch, because the ball's almost gone past him. He's done well to get 2 gloves there into the webbing, the right hand. That was travelling.
There's a wonderful catch from Alex Carey. Power position to take off. He let the ball just go past him and let his body weight go with the catch. Let's have a close look here. Big edge. Good power position. Just let the ball go. Let his body go naturally. Usman Khawaja thought he was in the game. Look here. End up taking the ball one hand. Went with 2. Very sharp catch. And Alex Carey's 4th catch of the Test match.
That was an important catch, even if Siraj doesn't have great batting credentials. But you're just making deeper and deeper inroads, because for Australia it's not just runs. I mean, runs are super critical, but time is of the essence too. With all the rain around, they would desperately want to put India back in today, if possible. Now it's getting to about 16:50-55 local time. Yesterday 17:15 was when the umpires went away for light, but it's a little brighter today than it was yesterday.
If it doesn't rain, I think the light's much better.
And well, he strikes me as someone been set for that. Very fine third on the boundary. Backward square on the boundary. Long leg on the boundary. Cummins was off some guard because he's walked so far across. He's almost exposed middle.
He likes to get inside the line and then just ride it fine. So you can see his middle, his leg stump. That's okay, you know, as long as he lines him up well with that short delivery.
This is a new thing. Everyone gets shoes with their shirt numbers on them. That wicket of Nitish Reddy was so crucial.
It was so crucial, but just looking at Australia, India need 44 runs to make Australia bat again. Just having another look at that catch from Alex Carey. Great athleticism at this time of the game. He's been very sound this test match. It was hard work with the pink ball, but just look at the position, watch it all the way. Just let the ball go past his right shoulder. Body weight went with it, cushioned the ball. Very, very classy catch there from Alex Carey.
But as a keeper, you've got to go for that because it was going straight to Khwaja actually.
Well, 100% it's the keeper's catch, but Alex Carey went to go with two hands. The ball just got a little bit big on him. Just went with his body weight. Just allowed the ball.
Single. He's brought Lyon on. I thought Stark was bowling pretty well. Has he brought him because he wants to buy a wicket?
Not only that, he might be wanting to give his fast bowlers a rest just in case Jadeja goes for the big shot, if they can bowl out India here.
He does go for the big shot. And he plays the big shot beautifully. And takes a big chunk of the deficit out with that shot.
I think this is a perfect way to play here from Jadeja. They've got to find a way to get that total down. 38 more runs now to avoid the follow-on. And I think it's worth the risk. If you can pass to make Australia bat again, it takes an hour, maybe two out of the game. And India's best option here is to get to that total, because then time comes out of the game and they can find it much easier than to draw.
Couldn't agree more. And if he has to target anyone, it has to be a Lyon. But still 38 runs behind. It's been a fabulous innings from him. He's hardly played a miss. It's in this entire innings.
It's an interesting shot as well, Ravi, because long off on the boundary is pretty straight. So he had to have timed this perfectly. A little mistime, the spin would have carried the ball a little wider, then we've gone to long off. We'll take the run. Just trusting Bumrah with two balls. But interesting, in the home series, Akashdeep used to bat above everybody. But I think Akashdeep's a bit of a slogger. He reminds me a bit of Umesh Yadav. So I think Umesh Yadav had a little more batting to him.
Oh, he could tonk it.
I don't mind the slogging here at the moment. Look at the fields come in, and yes, protect Bumrah from maybe Stark or Cummins. But what about if he does decide to take line on? And we've seen at times, once the tail enders get a few in the middle, the game starts to move. And if he gets a quick 15, it can change the whole course, not only of this match, but the series.
Yeah.
It's got deep mid-wicket and long on.
Because you've got to see if 37 runs are needed to save the follow-on. You've got to ask the question, the bulk of the runs is going to come off who? It has to be Lyon. So they have to think in that fashion. They want to eat into this deficit and make Australia bat again.
3 catches on the onside plus slip. Pretty solid defense there. Sees through another over. It's always exciting when it's like that. 8 down for 209.
Easy strike. He's such a clean striker of the ball. Everything in this innings of his has been clean as. His defense, his leaves, like I said, he's hardly been beaten.
Yeah, the sparkle has gone a long way. It was 81 meters. And it's true. I don't think he struggled, but now it'll be very interesting to see how he plays this. And in fact, how Cummins plays this. Let's get an idea of the lengths he's going to bowl, because he's got two men behind for the pull shot. He's got deep mid-wicket, well, very wide, long.
अपनी जवानी में मैं शराब बनाकर गुजारा।
And then you'll throw the wider ball, get you playing.
Very fine third man, a very fine leg, both on the boundary. There's a long leg going back onto the boundary too. There's a square leg going onto the boundary, and there's a third going out onto the boundary. So there's 5 behind the keeper. Well, the one on square leg is maybe marginally to the right,
Which suggests it's short stuff.
yes.
The length is going to be short. Feel that's the best way they can keep him on strike. One ball to go in this over. So expect another bouncer. If he has to take a chance, he has to either ride it or keep it down to any one of those fielders in the deep and get that single.
Or maybe just trust Bumrah to play lion.
But this will be the high bouncer, I think.
33 the difference.
Do you go at the stumps, go for the wicket, sacrifice a boundary for the wicket?
Right, there's a fielder there. The catch has been taken, and how often do you see this? In an effort to farm your partner, it's a lead batter whom you end up losing. This is a huge moment. You can see Australia. There's a reason they're celebrating like that, because the only person who could have got them to those 33 was Jadeja.
But the plan was
Bowling at rupees. Bowling at rupees 400 and SIP.
खेला था ये याद भी नहीं पड़ता। 213 9 विकेटों के नुकसान पर 67वें ओवर की अब शुरुआत होगी। बड़ा लंबा वक्त गुजरा है कि भारत को फॉलो ऑन खेलते हुए देखा हो और इस वक्त भूमिका बन गई है। लेकिन सवाल ये है कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाएगा। मिचेल स्टार्क आ गए, बिल्कुल लाइन का इस्तेमाल किया गया और हटा लिया गया और ऐसे में मिचेल स्टार्क पहला बॉल लेकर चलते हुए जसप्रीत बुमराह के लिए और पहली गेंद सरवाइव करते हुए जसप्रीत बुमराह राउंड द विकेट, लेग स्टंप के बाहर बाउंसर थी और ऐसे में गेंद को गैदर किया एलेक्स कैरी ने विकेटों के पीछे। 213 फॉर 9, 67वां ओवर, भारत 232 रनों से ट्रेल कर रहा है और ये क्या नो बॉल दी गई है या वाइड दी गई है। भारत के लिए बल्लेबाजी करते हुए मिचेल स्टार्क इस ओवर की दूसरी गेंद के साथ तैयार होते हुए। 213 फॉर 9 इंडिया। चले अगली गेंद के साथ वाइड बॉल दी गई है और भारत को अब 215 हो चुका है। भारत का स्कोर, अगला बॉल, इस गेंद को ऑन साइड में खेल दिया। 1 रन के लिए बुमराह ने। भारत अब आकाशदीप की बल्लेबाजी भारत के लिए पहली बार ऑस्ट्रेलियाई दौरे पर भारतीय टीम के लिए बैटिंग करते हुए आकाशदीप। एक हर्षदीप हैं, वाइड बॉल क्रिकेट में बल्ला भांजते हैं और एक आकाशदीप हैं जो टेस्ट क्रिकेट में बल्ला भांजते हैं। पैट कमिंस फौरन पहुंचे अपने साथी।
Superbly executed. Whatever you get. Deficit still 31. Australia know if they get this last wicket, it will be an awkward period for another 45 minutes and 5 minutes and an hour before stumps.
Yeah, so we've got an hour's play possible. Should you lose a wicket now, about 50-55 minutes of play, if the light holds. Having said that, India will look at 74 for 5 and say actually 215 for 9 is not a great score, but it's a lot better than what you feared at 74 for 5. Akashdeep. Oh, it's a good first ball to get. He's done well. I actually expected Akashdeep to come into bat at 9.
It wouldn't have been a bad idea, especially with Nathan Lyon bowling, because he likes to hit the spinners.
I actually thought Siraj would be 11. Ravi likes his batting?
He does. All of them.
Yeah. So, when you were coaching the side, did you have separate batting nets for 9, 10 and 11? Because even if they can hang it, they scored 4-5 runs each. You're looking at partnerships of 14-15.
No, it was a must. They had to get in and play the short stuff, learn how to play the short stuff, work on positions to get in. Because there's nothing more frustrating for the opposition than when the tail wags. Then have to wag, even if they occupy the crease and help a proper batter. By staying there and getting little partnerships going, it's very frustrating.
I always thought, Ravi, there's two types of tail-enders. One that really trusts their defence and can stand there and help the batter at the other end and bat in partnerships. And then there's the other one, who you think that, you know what, there's no point working on your defence. It's all out attack. And if you can find some way to get 20 runs, that's the best result for the team.
So everyone was like that, but in Australia they were all made to play the short stuff. You had to.
I think Bumrah falls in that other category, who trusts his defense.
Yeah.
Says, trust me.
It's well played.
Well, Josh Hazlewood's one of those number 11s. He's got a really good defence. He hasn't got much of attacking flair. Nathan Lyon's grown over time. He's been night watchman because of his defence. He's worked very, very hard on his batting to add an attacking element to get away from that night watchman role.
And he's coming over the wicket. Just a slight change in angle.
There's a leg slip in two. Just one slip. A wide slip. You're expecting the uppercut. There's always that man there on the boundary at a very fine third. It's a good bouncer. I'll tell you what, he's done well to get underneath it and get out of line. 215 for 9.
लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसा लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है.
In the crease, he realised the ball was going to be short, got right back on his stumps and gave himself time to play that shot. Very clever batting from a number 10.
Deep square, long leg, deep fine, deep third, deep square third.
Yeah. He fancies himself. He fancies himself. He knows what's coming at him.
Part of our game. In which other game do you have to go out and do something that you're not very good at? I mean, can you imagine a centre back being told you've now got to dribble through 3 defenders and score a goal?
Just look at the depth of the crease there. It's very, very clever batting. The funniest I've ever seen, Ravi, and you'll enjoy this, was Mitchell Johnson bowling in the 2013-14 Ashes. Graham Swan came out to bat. There's no one in front of the wicket. He retired a couple of tests later. He basically looked around and said, "Oh, I don't need this," and nicked it and walked off. He was brutal at that time, Mitchell Johnson. Brutal.
Yeah, he bowled fast. He bowled at pace in that series.
Right, different plan now. Different plan with 2 balls left. The fine third on the boundary is still there, but 2 slips gully and a short leg. He's gone over the wicket. He's just trying the conventional way to get number 10 out.
But just saying, you mentioned 75 for 5. So I think the Indian top order should take heart out of that. That If you're prepared to play the waiting game, wait till the ball gets a little softer and older. You see those first 35, 40 overs off with wickets in hand. Big in the first innings.
I mean, look when the fifth wicket fell, 23.3. Steve Smith's been saying again and again, 30 overs game. I wonder if you picked that up on the stump, Mike. Interesting expressions from both of them. 221 for 9.
Good shot in that over. Just great position. See how far back, using the depth of the crease. Never looking to keep it down. Just using the pace of Pat Cummins.
लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें. लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है. सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें। लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है।
No, there was a harmless leave. 2-2-2 for now. Ravi, they've taken all your sport.
No, it's a beautiful spot to watch the cricket from, especially when there's so much rain around. And just adjacent to the ground, Stanley Street end.
When are you buying that one, Ravi?
Yeah. Nice spots in Brisbane, though. It's transformed the city over the last 6-7 years. Remember the floods there in 2011 that caused serious damage. I think India were touring that time, just
Yeah, they were.
before or after you were playing.
Yes.
As Test captain, 8 times he's got 5 wicket hauls. Richie Benner, whose score adorns, whose favourite word adorns the scoreboard at the moment, 2-2-2, at 9. And Imran Khanji was peerless. He was also captain for much longer. I won't be surprised if Pat Cummins goes past.
That's been a terrific effort here. He stood up as a captain, especially after losing Josh Hazelwood. He's put his hand up and say, I'm going to do the hard yards. I'm going to be the aggressor. I'm going to be the enforcer. And he's given that bit extra today.
"20 balls this partnership. That's 20 times the fast bowlers have had to come running in.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you've got one of your key fast men out, what we're hearing now is for the rest of the series with a calf injury.
But it's not so much an issue in Melbourne. It will be an issue here tomorrow. And we runs. Maybe just one though.
He's doing a pretty good job here, Akashdeep.
Who'll be the replacement for Hazelwood? Obviously, Boland comes into the 11.
Yeah, Boland comes straight in. We've obviously seen how good he's at the MCG, and the crowd will be happy day one. There's a number of options. Xavier Bartlett, Doggett's in the last squad, so Sean Abbott. So yeah, I think it'll come from those guys. Xavier Bartlett, he's done well for Queensland since his return.
What happened to the quick guys? Lance Morris, Spencer Johnson, those type. You've been hearing a bit about them in the past.
Still around.
Well played. Very well played.
This is good stuff from Bumrah and Akashdeep, not just giving it away.
I think he's showing reasonable technique.
Oh, man, it's a gutsy effort. Make no mistake about it.
You feel that you want to play a home series, don't you? Best wickets in the world. He bowls magnificently at home. It'll be hurting.
And what's worse, where it hurts is that you can't be part of the mix.
Spencer Johnson's out with a toe injury, apparently, so he's not playing for the Heat. So I have to look beyond. Maybe Bartlett, maybe Abbott.
पहले कमेंट में पिन है। सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें। लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है। सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें। लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है। सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें। लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है। सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें। लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है। सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें। लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है। सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें। लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है। सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें। लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है। सब लोग लिंक पे क्लिक करें, नहीं तो स्क्रीन ऐसे लाइव मैच देखने के लिए लिंक पे क्लिक करें। लिंक पहले कमेंट में पिन है।